Hey, my beautiful beauties, my wonderful lovelies, a pleasant afternoon to you. So beautiful people, my colleague saw something online and shared it with me, and I said I had to come and vlog on it because, you know, I speak about these things. So one of the top five, because I had done a post on this some time ago. So one of the top five presidents, or, you know, whether you want to call him president, prime minister of a Caribbean country, he's in the top five as good or great president, prime minister, and his name is Mohammed something or other Ali. So it says, the caption says, I'm reading it now verbatim, 200,000 one-off cash grant for every household, President Ali announces. Let me go again. 200,000 one-off cash grant for every household. Every household. So let us say he was in Jamaica, running Jamaica. He would have given everyone, and they said the exchange rate would be basically almost $1,000 US. It would be almost $1,000 US. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan, I think it's Irfan because it's two A's. I don't know how it's pronounced, to be honest. Irfan Ali has announced a one-off cash grant of $200,000 to every, barring none, to every household in Guyana. The intervention will inject $60 billion of disposable income into the economy. The head of state made the monumental announcement on Thursday during his address at a special sitting of the National Assembly at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. The measure is a response to the escalating financial strain. Imposed by the rising cost of living. I'm deliberately reading it slowly for everyone to hear. A phenomenon that is global in scope. And he said, we will begin this one-off cash grant payments to household instantaneously. The president said that the People's Progressive Party civic government is driven by a commitment to putting the welfare of Guyanese first. Since assuming office, he pointed out that the suite of measures has been implemented to increase disposable income for Guyanese. Over 200 taxes and fees by the previous government were removed, including VAT on water, electricity, and basic food items. Other measures include the removal of excise tax on fuel, which saves consumers more than $90 billion annually, the increase in the low-income mortgage loan ceiling, and the removal of taxes on date for residential and individual use. Last year, a $5 billion cost of living allocation saw public servants, let me read loudly, teachers and members of the disciplined services, as well as staff of semi-autonomous agencies and public enterprises received a $25,000 one-time tax-free cash grant in December 2023, $1.7 billion investment. And it says, this is how we are promoting prosperity. The Bible says, above all, I want you to prosper just as how your soul prospers. This is how we are promoting prosperity, ownership, distribution of wealth. This is how the resources and revenue of this country are being spent every single day to lift the lives of people, to expand national wealth, coastal wealth, and community wealth. This is what the People's Progressive Party civic government is about. The Guyanese head of state stated. Jamaican people, my beautiful Jamaican people, I'm sure you must have an idea of where I'm wanting to go with this. You must have an idea of where I want to go with this message. Try to come up with it's a little late. You know, long people like me and other vloggers have been begging for the government to do something even close to this, to just once give the people of Jamaica, just give a tax break. Just, you know, when you have that good Samaritan, when the man fell ill, basically, I mean, was mugged by robbers and beaten up, and a man that he did not know paid his bill. You know, many times the man says he wants to grow the economy. He wants people's lives to be lifted. He wants them to prosper. Every household, he says he's giving this one off. My God, I don't know when something like this will ever happen to Jamaican people, where everybody says, oh my God, they really did this. I'm looking in my account and I'm seeing, let us put it to $1,000 US. Let us put it to 1,000. I think when you work out the figure, it's about $1,000. They say 100 and nearly 60,000 from the government as a one-off grant, especially to most tax-paying people, just to help. Not because people are coming on and saying they're struggling and, you know, and they look good because they have to fix up themselves to go to places of employment, doesn't mean that they're not struggling. When I do vlogs about the civil servants, for example, they're supposed to get the retroactive pay from who Johnny was in his mother's womb, from his embryonic stage and up to now. Nothing of the sort. Muhammad Ali, I did a vlog on it, I think earlier this year or last year, I think, where he is in the top five great prime minister president. Top 5. I think what's her name has copped the prize. You know, the effervescent, gifted, talented, brilliant Mia Motley. And I think he's third. Or if he's not third, he's second place. Mohammed what I don't want to call his name wrong. So if he's not, so he's in the top 3. That prime minister president, he's in the top 3 as a solid leader. Because he says to himself, what I want for me, I want for the people, just as how I want it for me. He has employed what King David, the greatest earthly king, had employed. The Bible said he treated the people fairly and justly. So when they came to him and said, boss man, bossy, things tough, things rough, and David said, what's going on? Talk to me. And he helped them. And that is why the Bible says God, and David, he actually, everything when David had with Mark's God, you know, I just must say, there 2 things he didn't do. People only remember the Bathsheba situation, but remember the one with the census and his right-hand man, I can never remember his name. It begins with a J. Said, boy, sir, are you sure? I don't think this one is of God, you know, don't do that. I don't. The devil caused him to take a census because he knew that a lot of lives would have been lost, and quite a number of lives were lost, 70,000. And God offered 3 punishment and make him choose which one. 3 punishment. And I think the shortest one in the terms of the day, in terms of the timeline, would have been like a 3-day one, something like that. And God had to even turn, it was too hard. Like, let us say it says 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months, something like that. And because it's 3 days, he figured he could deal with it. And it couldn't probably go 2 days good. That had to rescind because it was too much. And he knew he didn't do it out of ill motive. He was just foolish. It was just a foolish move. Never thought it through. Didn't really get that go-ahead from God. And you know the Bathsheba situation. Outside of that, David consulted God and everything. And so the Bible says he was made to be successful one after the other. But I read all of that, you know, by what Mr. Ali, Muhammad Ali, my God, we don't know when our politicians would ever get that. That man can, when he leaves, eventually retires, you know, he can retire without looking over his shoulder. He knows that he has done a good job. He will not live in regret. His regrets, see them there, they're going right down to the ground. And we beg them politicians here in Jamaica if we just do them something there for me, even for one time, and when they can't do it. Jesus, no sir. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Please subscribe.